As we education majors know, teachers have countless roles and responsibilities that appear to be ever-changing. In the Rethinking the Roles of Teachers trend, which is a fast trend that may be seen in 1 to 2 years, the functions of teachers are currently being reconsidered. The idea is for teachers to harness technology and adapt their roles in the classroom. Pressure is building for teachers to not only understand how technology works, but also to integrate it in ways to create authentic digital learning. Teachers are being given guides to adapt their pedagogies for a 21st century spin on education. Professional development is necessary for teachers to make this change. One model gaining momentum to meet this trend is the flipped classroom. Overall, this trend wants teachers continuing to be adept at a variety of technology-based approaches, use digital tools, and create a student-centered learning environment. I see this trend as a positive for PE teachers. Students will have more choice on activities and more technology can be implemented rather than only using traditional equipment and games. The only disadvantages could be cost for the technology and more planning time to fit technology into the lessons. It will be more of a challenge to find ways to use technology in every lesson due to PE being so active. Technology could easily be damaged. Although, as far as equity goes, it is only fair for my role to be rethought if other educators are as well.
The next key trend is also a fast trend. It is called the shift to deeper learning approaches. This trend creates deeper learning approaches for students that allows them to apply what they have learned. Some methods highlighted are problem, project, inquiry, and challenge-based learning. Technology is used to connect curriculum with real-life applications. This approach is active and student-centered. A major component of this trend is the rise of students learning by creating projects, products, and services. I have seen this trend used in PE and feel it has many advantages. This trend enables students to think deeper about skills learned and gives opportunities for them to apply it. An example I have seen is students learning a skill and then creating their own challenge or game such as an obstacle course. Participants had to use the learned skill to complete the course. This made students use higher thinking and problem solving. I see no disadvantages for this trend in PE. Also for equity, this approach can be seen in general classes as well as PE.
Third key trend is rapid acceleration of intuitive technology. It is a long-range trend, meaning it will not be fully adopted until roughly 5 or more years. This trend is based on natural user interfaces by use of smartphones or tablets, Xbox Connect, and Nintendo Wii. These technologies accept input by way of taps, swipes, touching, hand and arm motions, and body movement. These intuitive technologies allow users to engage in virtual activities with movements similar to what they would use in the real world. This trend could not be any more perfect for physical education. A big advantage of intuitive technology is variety. Xbox Connect technology will allow students to participate without all needing equipment. The sensor picks up each student's movement. The point of PE is for all students to be active and learn lifelong and sports skills. This trend accommodates all needs for physical education standards, plus it is engaging and fun. All students can participate equally. The only disadvantage may be cost.
Now to discuss significant challenges. The first is integrating personalized learning. It is a solvable challenge. Personalized learning includes a variety of approaches to support each learner's goals. Concepts such as personalized learning environments, networks, and adaptive learning tools may help solve the challenge. There are many simple and free resources such as apps to help support personalized learning. It is individualized by design, which differs from student to students, and is built on a vision of lifelong learning. It is very important to take student need and interest into account. There are 2 routes to develop personalized learning. First is by and for the learner with apps, social media, and the second is by school goals and interest. The goal is for students to learn with their own strategy and pace. Cloud computing is useful for this. Overall, this challenge is solvable due to the needed technologies being available today. I agree, even in PE it is hard to personalize learning. Every student needs a different pace, has different interests, and varying ability. This is why integrating personalized learning is a challenge in all areas of education. However, with available technology I can implement simple surveys to see where student interest is and how I can personalize activities to all of my students. The activity may be the same, but tailored to accommodate their interests and needs. This is a big advantage to my students. However, it is somewhat difficult to find activities every single student enjoys.
The second significant challenge is safety of student data. It is a difficult challenge, meaning the challenge is understood but solutions are elusive. Safety of student data has been a concern for a long time. However, now many schools are adopting cloud computing to support adaptive learning. The concern is information of student data being breached from the cloud. The safety of the student data is threatened when third-party vendors provide low-cost software as a service in return for access to student data. Ensuring security of student data is important, but solutions are complicated. Google Apps is a popular cloud service that was found misusing ad serving to students. It is now affecting how schools approach the integration of software as a service. Schools are seeking cloud solutions with tighter security, and people feel policies should be set to protect student data. I agree. It is important for student data to be seen only by the intended viewers. Policies for protection of data in the cloud is an advantage in my opinion. It can be used with confidence this way. However, the disadvantage is there are always the possibilities of the users or companies not protecting data the way they have claimed. I feel there is a better way to protect and store student data. That is a challenge to be solved.
Finally is the significant challenge of keeping formal education relevant. The Horizon report calls this a wicked challenge because it is complex to even define, much less address. As we know, more and more online free educational content is becoming available. Some feel it is no longer necessary to send their children to a school for them to learn. On the other hand, many believe certain skills and attitudes can only be developed in school settings. Work ethic and social skills are two that are reinforced while in school rather than online. Along with this challenge, society's expectations about what skills students learn is changing. The focus is moving from traditional to modern. A question is also placed on what attitudes students should develop. Keeping formal education relevant means policymakers and key stakeholders must agree on what skills should be fostered in school environments. A way to blend both modern and traditional is to use online videos to teach lessons. I believe it is an advantage for myself and my students for formal education to stay relevant. If PE went to only online formats, most would not participate. Obesity is already on the rise. Without a teacher supervising the activities to make sure they are completed, it is possible for students to say the lesson was completed without really doing so. This is a huge disadvantage. There is also no way to make sure the students are completing their own work or if they are fully understanding the content. This is why I believe online general education or physical education classes are not as efficient as class on school grounds. Thank you for watching my presentation.